Hi, this is James Gardner, the CineTechGeek, and I'm here at NAB 2016 with Matt Fury from Avid. Now, Avid is a very well respected, especially in the theatrical editing or editorial. As you know, I'm very much a cinema-centric person, so editing cinema-centric content is really where Avid have come from, and they're very well known for over the years for their reliability of editing those very large and complex projects. So I'm here with Matt Fury to see what they're doing, because high dynamic range is the big topic. So he's going to update us on where they sit and how they position if you're in the Avid world and you're looking to go down the high dynamic range path. So what's happening with Avid and high dynamic range currently?
Oh, for a few years now, James, we've been partnering with AJA and Dolby Vision and BaseLight to show off what was sort of a preview of HDR workflows. Now, NAB 2016, we've really sort of evolved to having support for HDR within the box itself, so we really don't need any outside help. We will, what I say is, protect and preserve whatever HDR color space you have coming in, do any sort of automatic translations between color spaces based on metadata within the box.
Really? Okay.
But really not doing any direct manipulation of the color space. If you wanted to do any sort of color correction, that is, for example, a BaseLight would come into effect there. In fact, we actually have a bundle coming out soon with FilmLight, Media Composure and BaseLight for under $2,000.
Wow,
so that's a pretty good deal. Something else that's relatively new, we started showing it at the IBC conference in September. That's our new Artist DNxIO video I/O hardware that we developed in partnership with Blackmagic.
That's right.
That has support for HDR. And of course our DNxHD codec, something that came out not too long ago and has been our somewhat agnostic solution for greater than HD resolution. And something really exciting happening at NAB is that Red is actually putting DNxHD encoding, doing a firmware update for their cameras. So I can do DNxHD right within a Red camera as well. So always.
Just on that point, DNxHD in general, just we'll bounce off it quickly. The news of Apple deprecating ProRes. So ProRes is no longer considered a cross-platform codec.
No, not really.
No. So as a mezzanine codec, pretty much the best, most well-proven codec now that's available to you in production is DNxHD.
Yeah, and I think it speaks largely to Avid's heritage and the importance of, creating a standardized codec or any kind of technology, working with SMPTE, working with EBU, and making sure that what we are doing is something that will, live on for as long as everybody needs it to.
Now, let's have a talk about finishing on the Avid platform. So there's, a while ago the DS was your finishing platform, and that's been deprecated, and really the industry and being part of the industry is a little bit confused about your finishing story. So can you please clear that up a bit? So how do you work with everything? Do you work with a particular vendor? Where would an Avid editorial look to go when they're actually doing the finish?
Sure. I mean, a big message from Avid over the past couple of years has been about this Media Central platform that we've been developing, and the notion being that the creative applications have all become much more affordable. People's workloads have become more unique, and they really want to sort of roll their own. In other words, I might do my editing in Media Composure, I might do hopefully audio in Pro Tools, but I want to do my effects in After Effects or in Smoke or in insert so and so here. And so it really falls upon us to create a more open platform so those third parties can connect in. Parties like BaseLight, like I talked about. We're showing the new Mocha Pro plugin. So the first hurdle to really overcome in terms of being a finishing solution or a conform solution is that finished resolution. People were, Media Composer was just HD for a while, so if you wanted to finish out greater than HD, you were going to a Smoke or something else. Now,
but you can finish in Composer.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of the good tools, and there's no real great. There's no reason not to finish in Composer, but sometimes you need a different tool set due to the way you work. So I'd like to put that forward, I understand that.
Sure.
But some people like to finish, like you say, in BaseLight because...
Or, Resolve, what we're seeing a lot of is round tripping.
Yeah, okay.
I'm cutting in Media Composer. I could even start earlier than that. I'm doing my dailies in Resolve. I'm jittering DNxHD in Resolve and an ALE in Resolve. I'm coming into Media Composer, already prepped, cutting in Media Composer, probably at maybe DNx36 at an offline or a proxy DNx resolution. Then I'm going back to Resolve, conforming, doing color correction, going back to Media Composer, all the effects that I might have done in Media Composure in the offline. I mean, that's really the big thing. People are using a lot of Boris effects, other plugins. And when they go to the finishing system, if it's not Media Composure, they got to work through that part of it. So we talk to partners like Postworks or Chainsaw. They do workflows like that just because they don't want to waste that extra time of refiguring out what the effects were, especially retimes, things like that. But yeah, it's kind of like the point I was making before the platform. You have a lot of options. What really makes the most sense for the unique type of show you're doing, and also the talent. People often forget about it's the personnel that really dictates a lot of this stuff.
Yes. So, very good message there in terms of the fact that Avid very much is, in the recent years, and I'd have to agree with that, have really refined all of their tools to make them more easy to do the round tripping. And that's a good message, but let's just tidy up with what else is new from Avid this year.
Yeah, I mean, Avid covers a lot of ground, not just the video editing stuff that I'm mostly familiar with. But probably one of the biggest announcements we have this year is the introduction of our new shared storage line, the Avid Nexis family. It was about 20 years ago that Avid introduced, or really pioneered shared storage for the media and entertainment industry with a product called Unity.
Yeah.
And that did so well that the name has lived on, and people still call other shared storage solutions Unity.
That's right.
But that was really targeted at facility class.
That's right.
Along the way, we introduced a new family called ISIS, which was about scalability, getting up into the enterprise class. But for smaller work groups and even small film productions, there really wasn't a good solution for them from Avid anyway. They were either overbuying with our ISIS family or they were going somewhere else.
That's right.
And now with Nexis, we actually scaled down to small work groups. So if you've got an under 24 client work group and your needs are like 20 terabytes to 80 terabytes, the Avid Nexis Pro is ideal for you. You're getting the same performance, same reliability that's been proven out in over 3,000 of the most demanding installations. I mean, you look at network television or major motion pictures like Star Wars: The Force Awakens, or TV shows like Game of Thrones. Obviously, they're not going to wait around for the tech to show up to figure out why this thing's not working. They have very demanding needs, and we meet those needs. But I think small work groups have those same needs. Their work is just as important, but it used to be priced out of what they could afford, and now they have access to it.
Cool, and any news on the audio side quickly, you know of?
On the audio side, the cloud collaboration has got to be one of the most exciting things. We've been showing Pro Tools Cloud Collaboration for a little while now. Took a while to get it going. It was a very ambitious thing to do. Now that it's done, people are just amazed at what's possible. The demos that we've been doing here in the booth, just incredible. Do people see, people are collaborating on a song together or on a commercial together, and they're in different parts of the world. And I know that sounds like, oh yeah, but that's not that hard to do anymore. Well, in this case, they're actually working in the same session, doing different tracks, doing different, audio plugins and EQs together, truly collaborating remotely on this project, and it's a really amazing thing to see.
Okay, cool. Anyway, that's great news from Avid this year at NAB 2016. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you, James.
Anyway, that's James Gardner, NAB 2016. Bye for now.